Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad Syakir Daniel bin Suhaimi. I'm from TESL 1, ESMP TESL June 2017 intake. Today I will present about my research entitled Investigating Preferred Teaching Styles During Practicum Phase 2 in English Language Teaching among TESL teacher trainees in IPGKDRI. Okay, first thing first is the background of the study. In the learning environment, teachers occupy the core stage, and in the organization of learning, they develop numerous techniques and teaching styles that they can use in the teaching and learning section in the classroom. Teachers, they are the ones that encourage the instruction, explain activities, and assign tasks to the students in the teaching and learning session. As mentioned by Dean Kola et al. 2011, they said that the instructor's teaching style is one of the most important factors that influence the learning environment. In addition, ultimately 2010 also quoted that the teaching styles are the leading factors that shape and assure the success of a highly complex teaching and learning process. Furthermore, this segment was supported by Dash et al. 2020. They said that teaching style is the way teacher teach his distinctive mannerism, complemented by his choices of teaching behaviors and strategies. In conclusion, the teaching style of the teacher is the main factor or the key factor that can affect the student cognitive level and is the main factor of the transfer of information to the students. Okay, next is the statement of problem. The first problem that I found is lack of awareness among the teachers or the teacher trainee about the various teaching styles. Over the years, teaching methods or teaching styles have developed significantly. These changes occur due to the several factors such as social, cultural, and technological developments. The teachers are only sticking to one teaching style to teach in different classes because they are not aware of the other teaching style that can be used in the classroom. This will not make them be a competent teacher because Gaffo and Haska Abu 2013 stated that the best teachers engage a varying mix of the elements of each style based on the learning styles of their students. This means that a competent teacher will use a mixed method or not only one teaching style to teach in the classroom in the teaching and learning session. Okay, the next problem is the readiness to adapt to teaching styles. Due to the abundance of teaching styles, some teachers, they can be said that they are not flexible in changing their teaching styles to the other teaching style. They only stick to their own teaching style. As I mentioned before, they only stick to one teaching style as they might think that that one is the best one for them. This is contrary with what Dash 2020 stated that in recent years, it has become widely accepted that there is no single perfect teaching style, but the most appropriate style depends on the domain in which learning and teaching processes take place. Okay, next is the purpose of the study. The main purpose of this study is to investigate the preferred teaching styles during Practicum Phase 2 in English language teaching among TESL teacher trainees in IPGKDRI. Okay, next is the research objective. There are three main objectives of this research. The first one is to identify teaching styles during Practicum Phase 2 in English language teaching among TESL teacher trainees in IPGKDRI. The next one is to identify preferred teaching styles during Practicum Phase 2 in English language teaching among TESL teacher trainees in IPGKDRI. And the last research objective is to know if gender makes a difference in the teaching style of the teacher trainee. Okay, next we move to the research questions. There are three main questions in this research. The first one is, what are the teaching styles used during Practicum Phase 2 in English language teaching among TESL teacher trainees in IPGKDRI? The next question is, What is the preferred teaching styles during Practicum Phase 2 in English language teaching among TESL teacher trainees in IPGKDRI? And the last research question for this research is there any difference in teaching style based on gender? Okay, next we move to the significance of the research. I divided the significance of the research into three main parts. Okay, the first one is the significance to the Ministry of Education Malaysia, MOE. This research is important to the Ministry of Education, MOE, because it can influence them to take into account the importance of exposing various teaching styles to the teacher trainee during their degree program. This exposure will help to enhance the knowledge of the teacher trainees about the teaching styles. Okay, the next one is to give awareness to the teacher trainees about the various teaching styles that they can use. They should notice about the other teaching styles that can be used in the classroom in the teaching and learning session instead of sticking to only one style in the classroom. Okay, the last one is the significance to the school administrator. This research can help the administrators at the schools to provide sufficient equipment or tools needed by the teachers to adapt to the teaching styles. For example, providing the LCD projectors in the classroom, or the administrator can help to make a workshop for the teachers to enhance their knowledge about teaching styles that can be used in the classroom. Okay, the next is related past research. Okay, the first one is assessing the teaching styles of college instructors of La Consolacion University, Philippines, implication for professional development by Barbara 2018. This research aims to discover the teaching styles of the college instructors of the university at the Philippines using the Staffordshire Evaluation of Teaching Style set, or acronym SETS. The results from this research shows that the most of the college instructors fall under the sixth type of the teaching style, which is the one of teacher. Okay, the next one is the research by Shukur Abdullah 2014, entitled The Relationship Between Lecturers' Teaching Style and Students' Academic Performance. In this research, there were 335 respondents, and this research were using the same questionnaire used in my research, which is the Gracias Teaching Style Questionnaire 1996. And the findings from this research shows that the dimension of expert, formal authority, and the personal model is the most preferred one in this research. Okay, the last one is the preferred teaching styles of medical faculty and international multi-center study by Barbara Marco in 2020. In this research, there were 460 respondents involved internationally. The respondents are from the UAE, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Sudan. The inventory used is also the same with my research. It was adapted from the Gracia Richmond Teaching Style Inventory 1996, and it shows that the delegated teaching style is the most preferred style of the international respondents. Okay, next we move to the research design. This research used the quantitative approach. Like Baby 2009 said, quantitative approach focuses on gathering numerical data and generalizing it across groups of people, or to explain a particular phenomenon. A survey is one of the instruments in this approach. The questionnaire in the survey will help the researcher to explore the teaching styles and the preferred one by the respondents. The survey consists of 40 elements. Okay, next is the population and sample. The population for this research is 259 teacher trainees from the TESL major in IPG Datuk Razali Ismail campus. They are currently in program persediaan Ijazah Sarjana Muda PPISMP and program Ijazah Sarjana Muda PISMP. For the sample of this research, The researcher will select 40 teacher trainees from program Ijazah Sarjana Muda PISMP, TESL, Semester 8, June 2017 intake, which had undergone their second practicum on the September 2020. Okay, next we move to the data collection instrument. The data collection instrument is a teaching style questionnaire which was adapted from the Gracia-Richmond Teaching Style Survey by Anthony Gracia 1996. In this questionnaire, there is a total of 40 questions, and it is a Likert scale questionnaire which consists of 5 scales, where the scale number 1 is strongly disagree, and the highest scale is scale number 5, which is strongly agree. Okay, next we move to the research procedures. The first step in research procedure is identifying the problems. The researcher had brainstormed ideas to identify the problems to use in its research. After identifying the problem, the researcher need to decide the research design to use in this research. The researcher had chosen the conventional research that utilized the survey method in this research. After that, preparing the proposal. The proposal needed to be done to get the approval from the respective lecturer about the title of the research. Next, after getting the approval, the researcher need to prepare the questionnaire, and the questionnaire was adapted from the Gracia-Richmond Teaching Style Survey by Anthony Gracia 1996. The survey contained 40 questions based on 5 Likert scale. And then the researcher needs to get approval for the questionnaire. The adapted questionnaire had been given to the respective lecturer to get approval to move to the next step. After that, the amendments for the questionnaire. The amendments were made after getting the approval, and the researcher had put the adapted questionnaire in Google Form format. After that, the distributing of the questionnaire. The link of the survey was distributed to the chosen sample, and they were given ample of time to complete the survey. Next is the analyzing of the data. The collected data from the survey were interpreted and analyzed by the researcher. And the last step is conclusion and discussion. The researcher will write all the data findings and discussion of the research in the research report. Okay, next we move to the data collection procedures. The first step in data collection procedures is getting the approval from the respective lecturer for the questionnaire. As I mentioned before, the questionnaire was adapted from the Gracia-Richmond Teaching Style Questionnaire, and it contains 40 questions of 5 Likert scale. After getting the approval from the respective lecturer, the researcher had conducted a pilot study to test the reliability and validity of the questionnaire. After getting the result of the pilot study, the researcher had made necessary amendments to the questionnaires to make it a better questionnaire. After that, the researcher distribute the link of the questionnaire to the respondents, which is the TESL teacher trainees. There are 40 of them. And the last step is collecting and analyzing the data of the questionnaire. Okay, next is the data analysis procedures. There are two main parts, which is the descriptive analysis and the inferential analysis. The researcher will use the Statistical Package for Social Science (SPSS version 26) to analyze the raw data of all the answers in the questionnaire to measure the central tendency, which are the mean, mode, and median, the dispersion, which are range, variance, and standard deviation, and the data can be in data table, graphics, or charts. On the inferential analysis, based on the data, the researcher can conclude that the researcher can know what are the teaching styles of the teacher trainees, the most preferred one, and whether gender affects the teaching styles preference by using the T-test for the gender test. Okay, next we move to the conceptual framework of this research. In the conceptual framework, the researcher used the IPO format, which is the input, process, and output. Input shows the sources of the research, which are the TESL teacher trainees semester 8 in IPGKDRI with their age and gender included in the demographic data. It also includes the survey questionnaires that will be used in this research to identify the teaching styles of the teacher trainee. In the process stage, it includes the planning, distribution of the instrument, analysis and interpretation of the gathered data. And in the last stage, the output of this research is to identify the preferred teaching styles during Practicum Phase 2 in English language teaching among TESL teacher trainees in IPGKDRI. Okay, next we move to the data findings of this research. The first one is the 5 dimensions of teacher trainees teaching style, which are the expert teaching style, authority teaching style, demonstrator teaching style, and the facilitator teaching styles. These 5 dimensions of teaching styles is in accordance to Grasha-Richmond teaching style questionnaire. And the next data findings is the expert teaching style is the most preferred teaching style by the teacher trainee in Practicum Phase 2 in English language teaching because it get the highest mean, which the value is 4.3844 among the other 4 teaching styles. And the last data findings is about the gender effect. The t-test, the value of t is 0.899 and the significant value is 0.374. When the significant value is more than 0.05, it indicates that there is no significant difference between the variables. Okay, next we move to the discussions part. Saritas and Sural, as cited in Yilmaz and Govan 2016, said that of the 5 subgroups in the scale, the one with the highest score, or in other words, the most dominant one, is taken into consideration to obtain the most reliable and valid result. Based on the data findings, the expert teaching style is the most dominant teaching style used by the teacher trainees during their practicum phase 2. These findings negate from the study by Sha'ari 2014, which he identified that the most dominant teaching style is the expert's teaching style. About the t-test, the significant value is more than 0.05, thus there is no significant difference between the teaching style of male and female respondents. Okay, this is the conclusion part. In conclusion, this study had managed to reveal some meaningful insights about the teacher trainees' teaching styles and their preferred one. The findings also managed to answer all of the 3 research questions. Okay, now we move to the recommendations and suggestions of this research. Due to the limitation of the sample, the researchers suggested that the study must be conducted in a larger sample to get better and reliable result. And the key explanation for this is that a larger sample will be able to provide more credible evidence, and a large samples with a robust collection are more powerful because they yield more precise results, as stated by Faber and Fonseca 2014. Moreover, the Institute of Teacher Education (ITE) should plan more activities or workshops to give awareness about various teaching styles to the teacher trainees. It will make them aware of their teaching style preference and make full use of their ability. Thus, it can help them to be a more competent teacher in the future. Okay, now we move to the implications part of this research. This study can help the teacher trainees to develop and identify their teaching styles. Thus, the teacher trainee will be more aware of their own teaching styles that they use in the teaching and learning session in the classroom. Therefore, it is hoped that the teacher trainees can develop their preferred teaching styles as well as use the other styles to enhance their teaching skills in the teaching and learning session. Furthermore, Since the expert teaching style is the preferred teaching style among the teacher trainees, the administrators or the lecturers of ITE may search or create various activities to enhance the teaching styles of the teacher trainees, such as through seminars or training workshops. I think that's all from me. Thank you.